Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today I am basically unpacking my new tent for the first time. It's the popular one, the Lanshan 2 Pro. So the Pro means it's a single skin tent. Obviously that makes it a bit more lightweight, but allegedly may cause some issues with condensation, but that's something I'll have to find out at a later date. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty lightweight. I think it's just about 1 kilo in weight, which, yeah, you know, that's considerably lighter than my MSR tent, which I love. Don't get me wrong, I love that tent, my MSR Hubba Hubba. But that's about 1.7 kilos, something like that. So there's quite a weight difference. This is in a compression sack. It could actually squeeze up even smaller than what it is. So yeah, it's also a bit smaller to pack away. The reason it is so light is because it's one of these tents that you use walking poles to actually support, rather than having its own poles to support the tent. So yeah, that makes it a bit more lightweight. Anyway, so let's open it up and see how we get on. First of all, it comes with, I believe, yeah, some pegs, and one of the things I'm going to be doing today, as I've had this tent now probably certainly 6 weeks or something like that, but it needs seam sealing, because yeah, when it comes from the manufacturers, none of the seams are sealed, because I don't quite understand the technicalities of it, but they can't do it at the factory as such, or in order to make it the price that it is, they can't do it at the practice. So it comes with, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of its own pegs, but these are quite short pegs. So I have got a load of other pegs that I may swap rather than taking these ones. Although this time of year, well, particularly the weather we've had recently, the ground is so soft, so you may actually need longer pegs. But it comes with its own tent sealant and tube to apply the seam sealant, and it also comes up with a couple of patches to repair any tears you may have in the tent, and some instructions on how to use the sealant, which I suppose I ought to read, really. No. But anyway, I'll do that in a minute. But the ground is actually a little bit damp at the moment. Before that blows away, let's put the pegs back. I'll put something weight back in that. Yeah, the ground is a little bit damp at the moment, so I'm actually going to put the footprint for my MSR down, because I just don't want the tent to get wet and then have to waste time trying to dry it out. I don't know which is going to be the easiest way. I think we'll try putting it down this way for a minute. Grab a couple of pegs. This is only going to be an approximate, because I say I've never put this tent up before, so it's a learning curve for me as much as it is for you. Yeah, I don't even know if this footprint's actually going to fit for this tent, but there's only one way to find out. This is, as I say, the Lanshan 2 Pro, so it's a 2-person tent. You know me, as I explained perhaps in previous videos, I like a bit of space in my tents. You know, obviously a 1-person tent is even lighter to carry, but when you haven't got any space, then In fact, let's probably get another peg for that. I think we'll do it properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wouldn't, as we're pitching this the first time, we'll just do this as I think it should be done to start off with, and then no doubt we'll have to do loads of adjustments. Those of you probably use these tents properly are probably laughing straight away, thinking he's doing that all wrong. But anyway, as I say, it's a learning curve for me just as much as it is for you. But now I believe the ideal height is 120, so that's what I'm going to set the poles at to start off with anyway. Let's see if that works. There's a little bit of a breeze today, which I was going to do this yesterday, but it developed too much of a breeze yesterday, and so we had to abandon that idea. So hoping this breeze doesn't become too much, because that may make seam sealing a little bit difficult. But anyway, let's see how we get on. I know lots of people rave about these tents. I mean, you know, they're obviously, you know, cheap knockoff of various other tents, but for the price, what did I pay for this? I can't remember now. It's about 170 quid, something like that. And for the price, in comparison to you know, some of these other nice American tents, you know, that is dirt cheap. But like all these things, I expect it's probably you get what you pay for in the end, but we'll see. Right. No, I haven't untied any of these guy ropes, so we'll have to do that. Bear with me. If this gets boring, I might shove it on fast forward. Speed it up a bit. Pegs. Obviously doing this wrong somewhere. As I say, this is all a big learning curve for me as much as it is for you, so do bear with me as I cock this up. Okay, so that's the tent up at the moment. Undoubtedly it'll need adjusting once I get used to how to put it up properly, but that's the basic premise of how this tent goes up. So sorry that dragged on a bit, but anyway, let's have a look inside. I'm going to use my 360 camera to give you a good view round. So I've opened up one side, both doors, so as you see you get quite a bit of room in here. I mean, obviously I haven't got a mat, but I'm 5'10" and there's bags of room, you know, for me to sleep in here on my own. Yeah, I mean, you could put 2 people in here, like most two-person tents. They'd be quite a snug fit. I personally wouldn't want to sleep with 2 people in here, but it could be done. But for one person, there's loads of room. You can spread your stuff out, and yeah, I think it's pretty good, that. And then, oh, I haven't put it out. Let's go and adjust this. Hang on a second. You've then got, I mean, it's not the biggest vestibule in the world, but you've got an area there that you can store, pack, or whatever. It's not as big as my vestibule as my MSR was, but nevertheless, still pretty good. Right, yeah, I've realised one of the things I've done already. These have got little things I should have put the pole through, so we'll it's hard to do this with one hand. Let me see if I can hold the camera there and then still do it. Yeah, put that through there like that. Stops this blowing around quite so much. Yeah, I think the pole sits up in a little bit up here. I think I've got it in the right way round, but once again, as I say, this is all a steep learning curve. So the idea is I'd have the inner mesh on the inside of the pole. Yeah, like that. Yeah, from what I gather, one of the issues some people have had with this tent, it depends on how you set it up obviously, but is that this bit in the middle, the tub as such, can droop down, and then as condensation comes down the side of the tent, it's supposed to drop through this mesh, but apparently it often doesn't, and it actually can collect in the bottom of the bathtub. I'm actually quite a warm sleeper at night. Wish I didn't, but I breathe through my mouth at night time, and that does tend to create condensation. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how I get on with this tent. Right, I've set it up at the moment, you may be able to see, but there's quite a bit of ground clearance, so you should get quite a lot of ventilation through. Yeah, we'll just have to see, suck it and see. But anyway, so that's the first sort of look at this tent, and in a second I'm going to see about trying to do some seam sealing. I'll try and show you what I'm doing. It's a bit fiddly this, but yeah, all the way down these seams you've got to put the seam sealer in. Touch it with a brush. Yeah, it's a fiddly little job, and you don't want to make a messy, nice new tent. But in the British climate, it definitely needs doing, because the last thing you want to do is go out and you Right, we've done it all now. It's yeah, it's a tricky fiddly job, if I'm honest with you, but I haven't made too much of a mess, I don't think. I expect other people would probably do it better than I, but anyway, hopefully that's everything sealed up nicely now. I just need to let it dry now out in the sunshine. Probably take an hour or two. Those of you that are used to pitching this tent will have noticed I've got it wrong, or I did it wrong initially. Yeah, the guy ropes that are attached to the tent floor actually need to be in line with the side of the tent rather than out at an angle. That makes hopefully the structure of the tent a lot straighter and less sort of twisty-sided. That's a good word, isn't it? But hopefully you can understand what I mean. Anyway, thanks for watching, and join me next time when hopefully you might be seeing me using this live in action. Cheers, bye.